Good morning. That concludes my remarks for today. It's great to be among our new friends and neighbors in Dunkirk, and welcome to the Andrew M. Cuomo Economic Development Juggernaut. Please give him another round of applause. Without the governor's leadership, none of what we've all been witnessing in Buffalo would have been possible. I'm a scientist, believe it or not. Actually, I am a scientist. And so let's look at some facts. Lowest unemployment rate in Buffalo in nearly 10 years, 4.9% in December 2015, down from 5.7% the year before. An amazing economic and social resurgence, with Buffalo being ranked one of the best 50 places to live by Men's Journal in its March 2015 issue. What I love is this: Free Enterprise covered the story with the priceless heading, Buffalo, New York, where all the cool kids want to live. Buffalo, New York. And it's first my pleasure to introduce some of the elected officials who made this happen with the governor. Please hold the applause until I finish reading the names. Congressman Tom Reed. Senator Kathy Young. Two hoo-hoos. Assembly Member Andy Goodell. Chautauqua County Executive Vince Horrigan. City of Dunkirk Mayor Willie Rosas. City of Jamestown Mayor Sam Turisi. CEO and Board Chairman of Athenex, Dr. Johnson Lau. And our partner and the economic development guru of the state of New York, President and CEO of Empire State Development, Howard Zemsky, also known as Dr. Z. Thank you for all you do. Please join me in giving all the elected officials Look, folks, this is a governor who from day one set his sights on giving this region the attention it deserves. Attention that has been lacking for decades. An attention that in few short years has literally transformed this state and led us to this moment. Because of Governor Andrew Cuomo, Dunkirk, once a steel, railroad, and smokestack town, will now be an advanced pharmaceutical manufacturing and high-tech research town. And the state's job creation machine, a 21st century, put it on vibrate, guys, come on. A 21st century high-tech and innovation corridor across upstate now spans from Albany to right here in Dunkirk. Today we welcome Athenex, formerly Kinex, a homegrown company with business operations around the world, as SUNY Poly's and New York's latest partner, and a true 1-2 punch for Western New York. Punch one, Athenex, as part of the governor's Buffalo Medical Innovation and Commercialization Hub, will locate its North American headquarters at Conventus on the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. Punch two, SUNY Poly, on behalf of New York State, will construct and own in Dunkirk a state-of-the-art 300,000 square feet pharmaceutical manufacturing plant specializing in next-generation cancer treatments. And when we say state-of-the-art, we mean it. A facility of this caliber, one that can meet the stringent standards of the Food and Drug Administration, has not been constructed in the United States in more than 15 years. I think we can all take pride in the fact that the vital cancer drugs will be manufactured right here in New York, will be safest in the world, and provide quality of life for tens of thousands of patients and their families. I would like now to introduce my friend and partner, Athenex driving force, Dr. Johnson Lau.
I'm not a government elected official, and therefore, may I ask all the non-government officials to applaud for the elected government officials for a job well done. Thank you, Dr. Calderos, and good morning to you all. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I want to thank Governor Cuomo for his relentless effort and leadership in driving the transformation of New York's economy, including high-tech manufacturing. I would like to begin by giving you a short introduction of Athenex, where an oncology specialty pharmaceutical company focused on the development and commercialization of the next generation therapies for cancer diseases as well as supportive therapies. Our focus is very simple: to develop innovative drugs that can help the life-changing impact on cancer patients around the world, not just here alone. Also, we have built a medical technology bridge between the two largest markets in the world, the US and China. I can speak personally to the large opportunities available for New York State from the Asia because of Governor Cuomo's leadership. In fact, I was asked personally to invite the governor to visit China soon to explore the economic collaborations between the world's second largest economy as well as New York State. On the US side of our bridge, we are concentrating our investments in New York State, in particular Western New York, and that is what today is all about. On the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, our North American headquarters have and will continue to host visitors and partners from all over the world who seek to do business or to want to partner with us. In fact, I am glad to report that just last year, were visitors from China, Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, a number of countries in Europe, as well as New Zealand, coming to visit the Western New York area. In fact, I was told that we actually contribute and should be one of the tourism board for the Western New York. Our scientists in the labs on the campus will continue to innovate new medicine and new medical technologies. Our drug development and commercialization teams in Buffalo over there will continue to test our technology and new drugs in the clinics around the world. And we will perfect the technology through our formulation center, also here, as well as the pilot plant, before the technology is transferred for commercialization and manufacturing right here in Dunkirk. Now, some of the most advanced cancer medicines in the world will be produced here and shipped all over the world, and I think we should all be proud of it. Of course, all of this exciting news is truly the result of collaboration and support between the public and private sectors. There's so many wonderful people that would like to thank, too many to describe them all. But just let me express our sincere gratitude to Governor Cuomo, as well as your administration, along with Dr. Elaine Calderos, and also all the hardworking professionals in SUNY Polytech, thank you. In particular, Chris Walsh in the audience, as well as Tom O'Brien. Now, we also would like to thank the political leaders, as well as the residents of the Western New York, particularly Buffalo and Dunkirk, who have believed in the potential of this region and invest in its infrastructure. This is important. And the tremendous workforce. We've been here many times. We're staying in coffee shops to talk to people. We like the people here. And of course, we would like to thank our early investors and as well as existing New York employees, including, in particular, our COO, Mr. Flynn Basiker, and also the spouse and family of all our employees. It's with all your support that our success are here, and your belief in our success long before anyone else. Now, please join me in watching a short video highlighting just how far our company has evolved from those early days and where we're heading to the future. Please.
At Athenex, we found New York State's a wonderful place to do business.
The momentum and excitement continue to grow in Western New York as another shot of economic activity is injected into the area. Athenex, a specialty oncology pharmaceutical company, is expanding in Buffalo, establishing its North American headquarters in the new Conventus building on the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus.
It's another sign of Buffalo's continued growth, thanks to the partnership our city has with New York State.
But the expansion doesn't stop there. The company is also building a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in Dunkirk.
Cancer affects, everyone, all families. So this is important for us to be involved, and again, having Athenex here in Dunkirk is huge for all of us in so many ways.
This is such an exciting opportunity for our region in Chautauqua County. These high-tech jobs are exactly what we need, bringing new life and excitement for the future in Chautauqua County and our region.
Athenex's mission is to deliver innovative drugs that can have a life-changing impact on cancer patients. And New York State's mission continues to be to deliver long-term economic sustainability in upstate communities by bringing in jobs of the future.
We've learned that New York State has a hardworking, dedicated, and highly educated workforce, and we're pleased to expand our high-tech manufacturing in the state of New York.
The Advanced Drug Discovery and Advanced Manufacturing Partnership with SUNY Poly marks a significant expansion of Governor Cuomo's Buffalo Medical Innovation and Commercialization Hub, and the partnership with New York State secures Athenex's presence and growth in the state, providing for significant, high-paying new jobs.
This video is as fresh as you can imagine. It was only made yesterday. Finally, I would like to comment on a recent personal experience. On January 13, I had the pleasure to attend Governor Cuomo's State of the State address. I was there. I was really enjoying. I had just flown back from Hong Kong the night before, at around 9 p.m. in JFK, and then we drove up to Albany. And I was really tired from the trip. However, Governor, your speech did energize me. I was impressed by your leadership and your track record of moving the state forward. I was also equally impressed by your bold agenda. We need bold leaders for the coming years. But more importantly, I was really touched when you mentioned your humanity side with regard to your father, as well as you described how cancer has touched a loved one in your life. Now, it's likely that cancer has impacted each of you in some way, as it has impacted loved ones, I know. This is what drives a Athenex team to succeed. We are here to make a difference in the lives of cancer patients through our drug innovation as well as technology safely manufacture and deliver to hundreds of millions of people throughout the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the man who is helping us to continue that story from right here in Western New York, the Governor of the great state of New York, Governor Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. First, to Dr. Johnson Lau, welcome to the great state of New York and welcome to Chautauqua County. Let's give him a big round of applause. We love having you here, and you'll see that Dunkirk is going to welcome you with open arms, as is all Western New York and the southern tier. We're very excited about what you're doing. Your drug can literally save lives, and you're right, cancer has touched so many millions of Americans. We're dealing with it now in my family, so God bless you. You're doing good work. And it's also good for the economy, and we are very, very, very excited to have you here. Thank you, Doctor. It's my pleasure to be back in Dunkirk, pleasure to be at Dunkirk High with this group and this announcement. This is really an historic moment. It's a game changer, and something like this doesn't happen too often in one's lifetime. So it's a special moment, and I want to begin with the people who've worked long and hard to make this day a reality. Dr. Calleros, who you heard from, he is a scientist. He is as close as I've ever come to dealing with a genius. He's been dedicated to the state of New York for decades. He is the father of nanotechnology, which started in Albany and transformed the whole Albany region. And he's brought in so many new high-tech companies, advanced manufacturing companies, that you now see the growth going all the way across upstate New York. And seeing what he did in Albany, we assigned him to Western New York to see if he could duplicate the miracle in Buffalo with the Buffalo Billion. And he has been really, really extraordinary. Let's give him a round of applause, Dr. Calleros. We also have the man who made the Buffalo Billion actually happen day to day in Buffalo, and then we stole him to run the state economic development activity, Howard Zemsky. Let's give him a round of applause. Mayor Rosas was in Albany, where I saw him at the mansion. He said he needed help a couple of weeks ago. How about this, Mayor? You think you got help fast enough? And to Vince Horrigan and Sam Teresi and Tom Reed and all my friends, pleasure to be with you and my two Albany colleagues. And you have two great representatives in Albany. Senator Kathy Young is as good as they come. She is always working, always fighting. She never takes no for an answer. It's always about what she can do for a district and what she can do for the state. She's a major player in the Senate and is really instrumental in getting the Senate moving. I'd love to be able to say that we agree on everything all the time, but then we would have an unreal relationship. I don't think that happens. I don't even think I have a personal relationship where I agree with everyone every time. No, I don't have a personal relationship where I agree with everyone. That's for sure. But I can tell you this with Kathy. We have a relationship based in respect for each other's point of view, and that never changes. And the difference between Albany and Washington is we can have our political differences, but we're not going to let them stop progress. And we still have to move the ball forward, and we still have to deliver for the people of the state of New York, and that's what we've done. We talk about getting budgets done, 5 budgets on time in a row, which never used to happen in Albany. And that's just a metaphor for making government work. And I applaud my colleagues in the legislature, but no one more than Senator Kathy Young, who is, every time I've seen her, she's talked about what's been happening here and how we have to help and how we have to make a major difference. And today we are. Let's give her a round of applause, Senator Kathy Young. And Andy Goodell is the same thing in the Assembly. He's got a tough assignment in the Assembly, but he's a powerful voice and a smart voice, and they listen to him. And he's also been a personal friend to me, and I've enjoyed our relationship, and he's going to be part of the 1-2 punch that delivers this in the legislature. Andy Goodell. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, since this is a historic moment, I just want to take a moment to remember how we got here. You know, before you can decide where you're going, you need to know where you are. And what happened in the Southern Tier, Western New York, this didn't happen overnight. This was a long time coming. Somebody once said in Western New York to me, you know, we've had a bad 40 years when it comes to the economy. And it sounded like a joke, but it's not a joke. It really has been decades and decades of economic decline. It didn't happen overnight. And when you think about what happened, it was sort of the perfect storm of negative consequences on the economy. First, you had an economy that was changing, that had nothing to do with us. But our economy was a manufacturing economy. That's what we did. We made things, Erie Canal. That was our economy. And then the economy shifted. And you woke up one morning and we were out of the manufacturing economy and those jobs were going overseas. And it left us losing jobs, losing population. And that went on. Second factor, at the same time, state government in Albany knew how to do one thing, and that was raise taxes. And they raised taxes, and they raised taxes, and they raised taxes, and they made this state one of the highest tax states in the United States, which only accelerated the businesses leaving, because you were already losing market share in the economy, and then you continue to raise taxes, and people are smart. And they say, you know what, I could live here and pay very high taxes, or I could move to this state and I could pay lower taxes. And people started to vote with their feet, and they started to leave, especially young people. I can't tell you how many parents said to me, you know, I talked to my children, and they said, what should I do? I'd like to stay home, but the jobs aren't here, and it doesn't look like the jobs are going to be here, and they left. That happened. Also, taxes not just from Albany, but the local property taxes. And that was a big, big difference. We have the highest local property taxes in the United States of America in upstate New York. Think about that. Highest in the country. So that's saying something. Then to the extent that state government had something productive to do, they were too concerned, in my opinion, with downstate New York. Why? Because downstate New York is where the population was, and all the focus was downstate. That's where the legislators tend to come from proportionately, because that's the population center, and downstate was getting the attention. And you put these things together, shifting economy, high taxes, no real help from the state of New York, and you start to see why we were where we were. I remember Tim Russert, God rest his soul. You remember Tim Russert, great broadcaster from Buffalo? He brought me out as we were both young fellas at the time, and he gave me the Western New York tour. I think I sobered up about 6 days later, but and he was talking even at that time about how Western New York felt abandoned. And they felt closer to Pennsylvania than they did to Albany and what was going on in Albany and how it really was personal. And I learned all that, and I felt all that. I was in the federal government for a period of years. I was always trying to find ways to help upstate New York. But it was going to be a radical shift. We started as governor. We mapped a totally different plan. Every one of those problems we went through, we did the exact opposite. High taxes, we have reversed the state taxes and cut state taxes for individuals, middle-class people up to $300,000, pay the lowest taxes they did since the 50s. We cut the corporate tax, we cut the estate tax, we cut the small business tax. And then we attacked the local property tax. Local officials are still mad at me. But we put a 2% cap on local property taxes. Why? Because local property taxes were going up 5, 6, 7% every year. And people can't afford it. So we put a 2% property tax cap. By the way, average New Yorker, what do they pay in taxes? About $1,000 and change to the state, $4,000 and change in local property taxes. So we made a difference in taxes, and then we totally changed the economic development perspective from the state of New York, and we said we're going to focus on upstate New York. Why? Because that's where the need is, right? Government, you're supposed to go where the need is. And the need in economic development is upstate New York. Over the past 5 years, we invested $27 billion in bringing back upstate New York. And you know what? Upstate New York is on the way back. We made the largest commitment. We started in Buffalo. We announced the Buffalo $1 billion program. Why Buffalo billion? Where did we get billion? Billion, because it rhymed with buffalo. And because we needed a big announcement to say to Western New York, I know it's been a bad long time. And I know people have come to you before and said, don't worry, it's going to be better, don't worry, it's going to be better, and it didn't get better. We need you to believe, we want you to believe, and $1 billion has to get your attention. And $1 billion has to have credibility. And that's why the Buffalo billion. Then they said, Western New Yorkers love to be a little cynical. Let me see the $1 billion, then I'll believe you. And then we produced the $1 billion. And we went to work. And we changed the economic cycle that was killing us. What was the economic cycle that was killing us? We were creating the ideas, because we have great schools and we have smart people. So we were creating the ideas. But the ideas, when they went to business, what they call commercialization, where the great idea comes out to university, and then it gets commercialized for the business environment, it would move away. We had a company, Biogen, discovered a great drug out of UB, became a $3 billion industry. They moved to Massachusetts. We had a company come out of UB, Nano X-ray. It focused X-rays on tumors. So all the X-ray went into the tumor, and it was very good as a cancer treatment drug, and it didn't affect the rest of the body. Came out of UB. We birthed the idea, moved to France, because it was seduced away by France. And we said, you know what, we have to stop this. We have the schools, we create the ideas, we have to keep them here. So the state government has to be aggressive, as these other governments, in developing the totality of an environment to keep the jobs here. Today is the exact opposite story. This is an idea that was birthed in Western New York, is staying in Western New York, is also expanding to China, but is birthed here, is being developed here, is a drug with a fantastic future, is one of the drugs, frankly, that is in this new economy that we're generating in Western New York, which is now a new high-tech advanced manufacturing economy, which is just what we said we were going to do 5 years ago. And it is happening and it is working. Now, we started in Buffalo per se, because that's where the economic engines were. We started with UB, we started with the Niagara Medical Campus and Corridor, and we started building and building and building, and we said we're going to generate such energy that you're going to see it is going to have a positive impact on the entire region. And that was always the concept. And you know what you see today? A positive impact on the entire region. You know what today is? 1,400 jobs. 1,400 jobs. $500 new jobs in Buffalo, 900 jobs in Dunkirk. 900 jobs in Dunkirk. 900 jobs are going to be located in Dunkirk. Now, 900 jobs. Think about it. on a population of 12,000 people in Dunkirk. That is a major, major development. And it's not just about the 900,000 jobs, and it's not just about the facility that we're going to build. It's then the spin-off of all of that, right? Because people come, people buy houses, people buy meals, people buy automobiles. It is a game changer for Dunkirk. It really, really is. And it is just more evidence of what we are doing. It'll be a $1.6 billion investment when all is said and done by the company. It's going to be matched by $200 million from the state of New York, which will leverage that $1.6 billion. That is a deal that I will make any day of the week, anywhere in the state of New York. Now, that $200 million is in the state budget. Mr. Goodell is committed to delivering it. Senator Young is committed to delivering it. And I believe in Assemblyman Goodell, and I believe in Senator Young, and I believe in their capacity to deliver it in the budget. An inquiring reporter said to me this morning, well, what happens if it's not in the budget? How do we know it's going to be in the budget? You know, it's part of a reporter's DNA to ask the cynical question. I know my brother is a reporter, and but he was cynical before he was a reporter. I just think it brought him to that occupation, but that's a different story. Let me make it clear. I believe in Senator Young's ability to get the $200 million in the budget. I believe in the Assemblyman's ability to get $200 million in the budget. It should be done by April 1. But coincidentally, I have a broken hand at the time. My right hand is broken. I sign with my right hand. My right hand is so broken that if the budget does not have $200 million in it, I cannot sign that budget, period. So we're going to have the $200 million in the budget. And let me say this. I know it's been a long haul. I know it's been a tough haul. I've been there over the decades, watching and feeling bad. I can't tell you how positive I feel today. After all the negativity, you can't have more signs of progress than we're looking at. And this is not an overnight success. This has been 5 years of hard work, changing old habits, bringing fiscal discipline to the state, reducing taxes, reducing local property taxes, investing state money in upstate New York when the state government didn't know where upstate New York was for a lot of years. It's decades of work by Dr. Calleros. It's years of work by Howard Zemsky. It's making that Buffalo billion work and then watching those jobs spread out and synergize and develop. I always knew we would get here. You know why? Nobody has what we have in New York. Fundamentally, nobody had what we had. Nobody had the schools, nobody had the universities, nobody had the workforce, nobody had the talent, nobody had the ethic that we have in New York. We just had to get the negative out of the way and let the entrepreneurial talent and ability and the goodness of the people of the state of New York do it. We were better. We had the skills, we work harder, you knock us down, we get up twice as strong, and we win at the end of the day, and that's what today is all about. Thank you and God bless you. And let me introduce Senator Kathy Young.
Well, thank you and good morning. And thank you, Governor Cuomo, for believing in us, for investing in us, for caring about us. Words cannot describe how important today is for our future. The governor said this is an historic day. I need to underscore that because today is a new dawn in Dunkirk, New York, and for all of Chautauqua County. So thank you so much, Governor. You know, the governor's right. We don't always agree on everything, but healthy debate is important to the governmental process. And the governor, however, has worked together with me over the years to get things done. And that's really how it needs to work. And when you go to Buffalo, after the Buffalo Billion, now when you visit Buffalo, you can see the progress. You can touch the progress. You can feel the progress, the excitement, the positive energy, people feeling good about their community, people feeling hope and optimism. And I've had so many conversations with Governor Cuomo about bringing that opportunity and optimism to the southern tier. And you know what, Governor? You listened. You listened and you cared and you acted. And that's what today is all about. It's about action and progress. You're right. Andy Goodell and I are going to deliver that $200 million in the state budget. And Dr. Lau, I want to thank you for believing in us also, for your investment in our community. What you'll find out, and I think you already have, is that we have the greatest people here in Chautauqua County in Western New York. We have people who are dedicated, who work hard, roll up their sleeves every single day, who care about each other. And I have to tell you how proud I am of the people in my district, because we have come together so many times and worked together so many times. And you see the results of that today because we believed in ourselves and we knew that we would have a great future by working together. And you know, the people here just want an opportunity to have a good paying job, to raise their families, so their children can go to college, so that they can have a quality of life. And then their children can stay here after they graduate and have a great future. And that's really what today is all about. So again, Governor, thank you so much for all that you're doing for us. We are thrilled. Words cannot describe how important this is. So it's a great day. It's a new dawn. And I'd like to introduce my colleague in the Assembly who's going to deliver on behalf of Dunkirk, New York, and that's Assemblyman Andy Goodell.
What a great day for Dunkirk. Thank you, Governor. You are always welcome to come to Dunkirk with this type of announcement. 900 jobs. What an incredible project for this community. All of us have been touched by somebody who's gotten cancer. And the residents of this area will now be helping other families survive that experience. The residents of this area will be helping to make a lifetime difference. What an incredible legacy that you have started here, Governor. Dr. Law and your entire team, thank you so much for all you're doing for us here in Dunkirk. We're excited that this is a public-private partnership. And we're excited that you're going through the SUNY system as well. Dr. Calero, as you know, nanotechnology is now big. Okay, that's the best I could come up with, okay? You know, I'm not as clever as, the governor and others that come up with these lines, But we're delighted that you're here and part of this project. Of course, Mayor Rosa, who's been leading this effort, our county executive, who this year cut our property taxes, in large part, by the way, Governor, to your leadership in capping Medicaid growth for the counties. I mean, that's having a huge impact. Our city school district has been holding the line, doing a phenomenal job. Our Congressman Tom Reed flew up from Washington because this was such an important announcement and he wanted to be here with you as well, Governor. It means so much to our community. And all of you know that not only does this mean a tremendous amount to our community, but it reminds us all that the governor and the legislature in Albany know where we are. And when I'm taking that long drive, and Governor, there's 9 other capitals that are closer to me than Albany, I'm delighted you know where we are and came out with this incredible announcement. It's because of the governor's confidence in the people here in Chautauqua County and his commitment to Western New York that we're here at this historic occasion looking at 900 new jobs for our community. Governor, to you, Mr. Zemke, your team, and everyone else, all of you who have stood up and said you believe in Dunkirk, New York, and you believe in Chautauqua County, thank you so much. We look forward to a brighter day.
Well, the governor offered me an opportunity to say a few words, and I wanted to say thank you to the governor for that opportunity. And I also wanted to give credit where credit is due. Governor Cuomo, you did listen. And you are changing lives here today with the announcement that you are doing and leading in the charge for Chautauqua County's future with the investment that Dr. Lau is putting in our neighborhood. So I say, job well done. Thank you very much. To my partners, Kathy, and to Andy, and to all of the team at the local level, from the mayor to the county executive, we work hand in hand here in Western New York because we represent the lifeblood of who we are here in Western New York. We care about our neighbors. We care about our sons and our daughters. We care about this state, and we care about this nation. And with this investment, Dr. Lau, you are going to be welcomed to the greatest community in the entire United States of America. They will roll up their sleeves. They will give their blood, sweat, and tears to this organization because they believe in it just as much as you do. And they will save lives, and they will be able to get a paycheck to take care of their families and their children and grandchildren to come. And to the entire team, and from the entire team here in Western New York, we say welcome and thank you. I did want to fly up here and spend a few moments with you because this represents also a cornerstone, I think, and a vision I have for our region and for this country. Manufacturing in the United States of America is on the precipice of a great renaissance. We are going to make things again in America and sell them around the world. And no better does it start than right here today in Dunkirk and Chautauqua County. God bless, and great job well done.
just got my raise, Governor. Oh. You know, I'm sending my resume to Howard Zemsky, and I'd join all of you in either sending them to Dr. Lau or to Howard Zemsky to get a job, one of the 900 coming here. And please, in conclusion, join me in thanking Governor Cuomo one more time for. Thank you all for coming. That's the conclusion of the event.